Samuel Leeds here, and this week, Winners on a Wednesday, we're sat with Brett Jackson. Brett, welcome to the show.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me.
You've just been not backstage, what am I talking about, but in our offices,
Yep.
which I guess kind of is backstage right now, meeting all our wonderful staff.
Meeting all your rockstar staff, indeed.
And also some of our advanced students that are here using our offices. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Brett Jackson, as Samuel said. Been in business for about 8 years now. From Barnsley, I'm part of an award-winning wedding duo, run a TP business, run a business that works in primary schools, and then after following yourself, etc., invested in property, and I've just become financially free.
Oh mate, high five bro, that's awesome. And you messaged me on Facebook.
Yes.
Literally, was it like 3 days ago?
Two days ago, I think.
And you messaged me and said, I'm financially free, you can add me to your list.
Yeah, add me to your list.
And I was just like, man, I've got to interview someone now every single week on the Winners on a Wednesday. And not only have they got to be financially free, or at least successful in some way, but they've also got to be willing to be on camera.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming down. What has been your strategy then to hit financial freedom?
So far, what I've done with all my businesses, with my profits, I've just invested in just nice and simple resi buy-to-lets.
Yeah.
I've not done anything crazy yet. I've just today.
And by crazy, you mean flips and HMOs?
Yeah, well, that sort of thing. I mean, a few people a few of my estate agent friends, they're trying to get me to develop something into a 10 flat apartment,
yeah,
that sort of thing. So, which, don't get me wrong, down the line I'm sure I could do, but at the minute I've just been doing normal residential buy-to-lets.
So you've been doing that just basic single lets, not crazy stuff like HMOs or flips?
Just run-of-the-mill, single, buy-to-let,
yeah.
25% down, some 20% down. I have just refinanced as well, so my property's gone up in value, refinanced.
That's brilliant. So you're getting paid. I remember we talked about that. You came to the crash course the back end of last year?
Yes.
So it's been
December,
almost, I think it was December 2017, so it's almost been a year now.
Yeah, just shy of a year.
Let me ask you a question. When you came to the crash course, what happened?
Well, you just learn so much. Anyone who's thinking about it, I definitely recommend going on it. It's free, so it's obviously...
And you haven't done any advanced training.
No.
You've literally... And here's the funny thing. Like, sometimes people say, like, oh, Samuel's just trying to get money out of people. It's just, like, 99% of my students only do free stuff. Like, what free stuff have you done for me?
Watched all your YouTube videos,
Yeah.
Read your book. Obviously, you pay for shipping costs. I'm sure that costs you more money to send it
does.
out.
Come to the crash course and stuff?
Come to the crash course, obviously follow the groups.
So literally, and I'm not suggesting that people do this, but literally, you haven't paid any. Obviously, your time's valuable.
Yeah, of course.
So you took a lot of time reading the book and stuff like that. But I haven't received any money from you, and yet you've used and applied what you've learned on the free crash course and the free books and stuff, which is just fantastic.
Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely fantastic, and I'm so pleased for you. So tell me about the kind of properties that you're buying and what kind of return on investment you're getting.
So, like I said, I've got a range from 50 to 85,000 properties. Not that many properties.
How many, sorry? How many?
I've got, the range is from 50,000 to 85,000.
Okay.
I've got 9 properties.
Yeah.
Which makes about just shy of £3,000 a month.
Which is the average salary, right?
Which is average salary.
Exactly the average. I think the average salary is about £2,500 a month.
Well, yeah.
So you're just shy of 3. So you're just probably just over the average salary.
Exactly, just over the average.
And that's passive income.
Passive income. For an example, my 50,000 house costs just over 10.
Yeah.
Deposit fees just over. I make $450 a month. I think my mortgage is just over 100.
That's crazy that your mortgage payment is just over 100 quid.
116 or something.
Yeah.
My biggest one, which is 83,000, it is a 4-bed, really nice townhouse. And I get $595 a month for that.
And so what you're doing then is you're buying properties that are near where you actually live.
Yep.
Which is where, Barnsley?
Barnsley. So Barnsley.
Near Barnsley. And you're buying them for around about 50, 60, 70, 80 grand.
Yep.
You're renting them out for like 450, 550, that kind of price. You're making a 25% return.
Yep,
and
minimum.
Then you're getting paid once in return on investment, which is cash flow.
Yep.
Which is not mega, but with 8, 9 properties, you've got 9 properties?
9 now,
It's enough for an average income, so technically you're financially free.
Oh, yeah,
but you're also getting paid in capital appreciation. which doesn't pay the bills, but you've said that they've gone up a bit and you've just refinanced.
Gone up, refinanced, getting about 15 grand out of one of them, so...
Brilliant.
Something on another house.
Brilliant. So talk to me about being a landlord then. Talk to me about, has that been challenging?
Yeah, I mean, everything has its ups and downs. You'll know yourself running a business. People look at you, look at me, look at people who do run a business and go, oh, it's alright for them. But they don't see you working late nights, they don't see the ups and downs, etc.
Yeah, sure.
Don't get me wrong, I've had 90% of my tenants, awesome.
Yeah.
I've had some tenants where, but again, this is my fault, I didn't do my due diligence, rushed to get someone in, no rent, trashed house, took me 3-4 months to get them out. It's enough to scare some people, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
I've not had it since, obviously, because I've done...
You've learned from it.
Learned from it.
If you'd have probably attended my advanced training, which you were too tight to sign up for, you'd have probably not had that problem.
I'm from Barnsley. Jesus. Looking all from down here, you know, down south.
So, no, I'm kind of kidding. Not. Or am I?
We'll make some money together.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, do you manage your properties yourself?
I do, but it's getting to that stage now. Like I said, with my other businesses, I am going to down the line, obviously, look at...
How much time do you spend managing your property portfolio?
Not that much.
How much?
Like I said, less than an hour a week.
Yeah, okay. So you're managing it yourself, which means that you're... Some people love being where you're at because, in one sense, it's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because you've got 9 properties, which is not loads.
Yeah.
You're managing them yourself, and with a HMO, you could have 9 tenants in one HMO.
Yeah.
Which will be just as difficult to manage. In fact, probably even harder because in HMOs, people are moving in and out all the time.
Oh yeah.
But in single lets, some of my single lets, I've had the same tenant for like 7 years.
That's it.
So as long as you get a good tenant, and I really believe that a bad tenant is worse than no tenant, as you've found. Good tenant, and you can literally just keep an eye on it, make sure they're okay, but it's very, very little.
I've been in some of my houses and they're absolutely immaculate.
Yeah.
I'd live there, definitely. I'd move from my house and live in that house.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So you're
after it like their own home.
You're at the sweet spot because you're saving a lot of money by managing it yourself.
Yeah.
But managing it yourself is only taking you like an hour a week.
Yeah, it's not manageable. Don't get me wrong, you get the phone call, boilers stopped, all you got to do is ring the plumber.
Yeah.
They go out. Delegate, put them both together, and then...
Yeah. How, you're a businessman or an entrepreneur.
Yep.
So how, have you systemised it at all? Or do you, if someone, what would happen if someone had a problem on Christmas Eve? Like, is that something that would be a problem?
Well, it obviously varies on the problem. I'm always open for business, to be fair.
Yeah.
You'll know yourself being an entrepreneur. If the phone rings, you're going to answer it.
Well, I don't.
Well, yeah, fair enough. It is one of them. I think down the line, I am going to obviously...
Sure. But at the end of the day, you're doing about an hour a week on it, you're making $3,000 a month on it, and it's the whole portfolio is rising in value.
Yeah, that's it. Don't get me wrong, down the line when there's more and more properties, more and more potential problems, I run my own businesses anyway, I'll not want to be getting that phone call where the boilers...
Have you learned a lot, man? Are you glad that you have started off managing them yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd... if you were just getting started, I'd definitely recommend the first 1 or 2 try and self-manage, even if it's just for 6 months, because you'll learn so much doing the DPS, how to rent guide, this. Obviously, you've got to educate yourself, get the right contracts.
But the thing is, being a landlord, you can learn all that stuff for free online.
Oh yeah.
Like being a landlord, i.e. EPC, what insurances do you need, all that kind of stuff. You can learn that for free online, right?
Yeah.
Now the stuff that I teach, which you've experienced some of on the crash course and my book and the YouTube videos, is about wealth creation and about how to buy properties with no money down, about how to get really high returns. If you type in Google, how to find my investment patch, or what are golden areas.
You're not going to get it, are you?
Where's a good place to invest right now? You're going to have so many idiots giving all kinds of... or if you said, how can I buy a house with no money? Again, you're going to have a loads of idiots, you can't do it and all that. That's the stuff I teach.
Yeah.
The hard stuff, the stuff that's going to make you wealthy. Yeah. But the actual management of it, if I taught that stuff, people wouldn't pay me any money. Pointless. People wouldn't pay me money because you can get it for free online.
Like you say, finding that sweet spot, an area, depending where you're from, it's definitely worth going on the course, definitely worth paying, because all you need is that one house in that sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's paid for. You've got your sweet spot, keep investing.
Exactly. Talk to me a little bit about what you think is going to happen. What's going on in Barnsley and generally up north with the property market?
Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not a 100% property expert.
Yeah.
Dabble, do this, invest. Barnsley, it's getting loads of money spent in it. They're doing all the town up, the surrounding areas. Rotherham's getting money spent, Doncaster.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work opportunities out there. There's a lot of need because we've got a lot of obviously industrial factories, steelwork, Sheffield, etc. And there's just so much opportunity ready for the taking.
What do you think of people that say, because I strongly disagree, but I'd love to know your thoughts, that people that say, if you buy a 50, 60, 70, 80 grand house, i.e. a cheap house, they say it's cheap because if they live in London or whatever, they're like thinking that's a really cheap house. Those type of houses are dog kennels and awful houses in awful neighbourhoods with awful people, and if you buy a cheap house like that, you're just going to get really bad tenants. What do you think of that? Being someone that lives in Barnsley.
I totally disagree.
Why?
Some of the houses I've bought, 50,000. I'm going to see a flat tomorrow at 40,000.
Yeah.
Immaculate. Lovely area. Close to the town centre.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's so cheap.
But people can't get their head around that.
Yeah.
People think that because it's a cheap house, it must be a scutty area.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it can be.
Oh yeah, of course it can.
But some of these, like Barnsley, is a very cheap area to buy a house. But it doesn't mean that everyone who lives in Barnsley is scum.
Oh no.
It just so happens that that part of the country is low.
Yeah.
But there's loads of nice people like maybe you that live in a cheap area, but there's nice people. And
Don't get me wrong. A lot of people slate Barnes for some reason that come from Barnsley. I've always loved it. I've always made it what I want to make it.
There's good and bad people everywhere. You could go to London. There's some parts of London where it costs 500 grand, $500,000 to buy a one-bed apartment, complete, shabby, disgusting.
I was looking, there were a garage in London. I think it was about 150,000 for a small garage.
Yeah.
And I thought, no thanks.
And possibly it will be disgusting. I think there's good and there's bad areas, and there's good and there's bad people in every area.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's just literally a return on investment thing.
Yeah.
Tell me some of the big things or the big takeaways that you got from the crash course.
I just found it really, really inspiring. Obviously, you go into a lot more detail, not give too much away because I want people to come on your course. You go into so much detail, you learn so much. Different strategies, how to find, like you say, your sweet spot, different deals, how to work out the return on investment, rather than say if you've got some money in the bank, what do you get in the bank? I think at my business bank I get 0.10%.
You know it's bad when it starts with a zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
0.10%, it's pointless.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've found are very risk averse.
Yeah.
Not take any risks, I'll do this, I'll work till I'm 60 and I'll retire and I'll live a nice life.
But then putting money in the bank, although you could say it's not risky, even though it actually is.
Yeah.
But you know what's going to happen, but what's going to happen sucks.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'd rather be certain that I'm going to be broke forever than have some risk that I could very easily be really successful. It's kind of like a certainty mentality. Now, as you're someone who's an entrepreneur, I know you have several businesses, you're a wedding singer.
Well, my friend sings, I play guitar.
You're alright, you're a wedding guitar player. Alright, that's so cool.
Yeah. We go down country doing
Is it a bit like the wedding singer the movie?
No, we're coolers. We're not corny. We're
you're a bit cooler.
Around,
Alright, you're a bit cooler.
Yeah.
So you've got a wedding singing business.
Yep.
You've also got a tent?
A TP business.
Business.
Obviously, with the contacts that we've made in the wedding industry, we go to that many weddings, 150 last year, weddings and gigs.
Amazing.
We see different things coming in. So rather than your bog standard marquee, we bought these TPs, which we're using as
I've seen pictures of them. They look lush.
They look amazing. We're running next crash course in them, maybe.
Well, I've said that. I said, so talk to me about, you're an entrepreneur.
Yep.
You've got businesses. You do well, and that's the money that you're putting down as deposits on properties is coming from it's coming from your business.
Yeah.
But then you're also refinancing the houses as they go up and recycling it and everything like that. People who are watching this who might be very risk averse and they're putting money in a bank and they've got a job and all this. What's it like living on the edge, or do you feel you do live on the edge?
I don't anymore. I did when I started. I mean, it just sucks. I mean, some people watching might go, it's all right for these two. They've got their own business. Because they've got some money on the side. When I was 13, went out cleaning cars. I wanted to buy a guitar, and my mum said, I'm not going to get your guitar because your cousin's got one, he's never played it, etc. And I really wanted a guitar, so me and my friend went out cleaning cars, saved enough money, got a guitar.
Yeah.
From then, I've always worked saving money, all my businesses, I've financed myself, never really put more than 2,000 in, apart from my TP business, which had to be a bit more. And it just snowballs from there.
Yeah.
And then, but if you're risk averse, if you're going to keep the money in your bank, you're not going to get a return.
Yeah. But do you think, great story by the way, and I think most people that I've met that are millionaires or even just successful, financially free, most of them have got that even as a kid.
Yeah, there's just some.
I watched Cars as a kid.
Yeah, there's just I don't know why, but there's just some fire inside my belly, and I just even now I'm financially free. I can't wait to get back to work.
Yeah. Do you think that having a job potentially is more risky than being self-employed?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I totally appreciate that. It must be a big dive, a big jump, going from a secure job to being self-employed.
Yeah.
And it's not for everyone, I understand that. But the best thing I've ever done, I'm sure it's the best thing you've ever done, becoming self-employed, and you when the doors start open, you see the opportunities, you just think, why am I working for this person for so much a month?
Yeah.
When I could just do all this myself.
Yeah.
If you love your job, great stuff.
Because the thing is, if you've got a job, if the economy changes and you've got a job, you can very easily lose your job. And having a good job for life doesn't exist anymore.
Well, no, that's and myself coming from, I did music production at uni. You don't just walk into a studio and say, "Oh, I play guitar," and get a job.
Yeah.
The market for that is so tough.
Yeah.
I guess that's somewhere where I thought I need to make this myself.
Yeah.
So I bought a recording studio after uni, developed that. I've sold that on now.
Yeah.
Even when I had my recording studio, I was busy on the weekend, so I couldn't record. I said to some of my friends who were recorded, you can have this studio, go out and find your own work and just pay me a little higher fee.
Yeah.
Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Couldn't be bothered.
The thing is though, whatever the economy does, you will always land on your feet.
Yeah.
Because you're an entrepreneur. Whatever the property market does, you'll adjust.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I love that so much. What words of advice would you give, as we begin to wrap up, to someone who was maybe in a job or an entrepreneur, but someone that was really wanting to get into property? What advice would you give to them?
Well, like you said, everyone always says it is educate yourself. Read books, order your book. You've nothing to lose going to the crash course. Myself and my partner, we went, she's got a property, she's getting another one. Go to the crash course, see how you find it, watch your YouTube videos, read loads of people's books. The more you can educate yourself, the better.
Yeah.
Just like you said, you're doing your financial freedom challenge. For example, you've lost it all. I'm sure, fingers crossed, in 6 weeks you might have it all back.
Maybe.
Because you're smart enough.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
I think that property is the second best thing to invest in. The best is yourself.
Oh, definitely. And I totally agree with that. And don't get me wrong, there is times when I've looked at it and thought, oh, that sounds a bit corny. But then when you think about it, now I've got all the knowledge and the skills.
Yeah.
It's never going to go.
Yeah.
I could be broke tomorrow and I'd be able to, with my track record like yours, make a success.
Yeah.
You know about business, you know about marketing, you know finances.
Yeah.
So educate yourself.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, that is number one.
Well, Brett, thank you so much for reaching out to me on Facebook.
No problem.
Hopefully,
Thank you for having me.
anyone watching this video, if they've got a story like yours off the back of the crash course,
Yeah.
you will message me too on Facebook. We'll get you on this seat. In the meantime, stay tuned. God bless. See you next time. My name's Samuel Leeds. Thank you for watching Winners on a Wednesday. Every single week, we interview our success students for your inspiration. You can watch more right here on the playlist. There's a whole playlist of them. But what you'll notice is every single winner on a Wednesday, it always starts with them coming to my 2-day crash course. So if you would like to be a winner on a Wednesday, literally come on my crash course, and who knows, in 3 months' time, you could be here in my offices on this show as a winner on a Wednesday. So get yourself booked on the crash course, watch more, have fun. I'll see you next week.